Who are you?
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie, and the first trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy is finally here, and it looks amazing. So I wanted to do a larger preview for the movie that included some of the background on the characters, as well as some of the things that were different about the comic book, because they really just rebooted it last year, and it has been awesome. Since there's so much stuff going on in the Marvel Universe right now, the movie universe, I'm probably going to start doing movie videos every Tuesday, since that's normally my shield day anyway, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. So let's start with the characters though. In the movie, they're going to have the original Guardians roster, sans Tony Stark. That's right, in the past year, he's basically been traveling around with the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's been a lot of fun. But there's Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Groot, and Rocket Raccoon. They changed the makeup and the outfits just a little from the comics just for practical reasons. Rocket Raccoon is pretty close to his comic book model, but Groot is the biggest change. He's just made to look a little more humanoid in the movie. The important thing to know is that they won't be a team at the beginning of the movie. Part of the story will be them coming together as a group. The other heroes that aren't part of the Guardians team include Yondu, Nova, Roman Day, and Nova Prime. She's like the leader of the Nova Corps, like the Nick Fury, played by Glenn Close. The Nova Corps in this movie is basically like S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Avengers movies. Now let's go over the big villains, or at least the ones they've announced. There's the Collector, Ronan the Accuser, Nebula, and Korra. There are a bunch of other actors listed in unnamed or secret roles, the most important being Sean Gunn. He's the brother of director James Gunn. At Comic-Con, he said that he'd have a really important part in the movie, but he didn't say what it was. So he could have just been joking and he'll turn out to be a janitor or something. Or he could turn out to be some huge character like the Supreme Intelligence. But one of the biggest unnamed roles though is Thanos. He won't be in the movie, but because he's such a big part of the Guardians storyline, he will be part of the story of the movie. He just won't be a character in it. It is possible that he'll be involved in the post-credits scene if it's not AntMan related. The writers have said that he's a galactic presence in the movie, so he exists and people know about him, but he's not a huge part of the plot. The Collector and Ronan the Accuser are the main antagonists. So if you're not familiar with the characters or you haven't read the comics in a while, here's a quick breakdown of the major characters. Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, is the son of a human woman and the Emperor of the Spartoi Empire, also humanoid. That's why he looks like a normal person. The character first debuted in the comics in 1976. Some of the character traits we'll see in the movie are his Deadpool-level wisecracking abilities and a reservoir of 80s pop cultural references. He's like the king of bad jokes. He's a good analog for a smarter version of Han Solo, if Han Solo were prince of an entire galaxy. I think they did that in Spaceballs. He's the main protagonist of the film, and he'll be the one to kind of round up the other Guardians and make them a team. Then there is Gamora. You absolutely have to read the current comic book run because she is hilarious in it. Not because she tells jokes. She's always the serious person that everyone reacts to whenever she does something really hardcore. She and Tony Stark have the funniest sexual encounter I've ever seen that character have. In the movie, Zoe Saldana is sporting red hair, which is a little different from the original character, but she and Drax both have green skin, so the color change just makes them look a little better. Notice that the color red is a big theme too, from Peter Quill's jacket, to Drax's tattoos, to Gamora's hair. I love the way this movie looks visually. It's like classic Star Wars, very lived in, very dirty. Originally in the comics, just like the other Guardians, she's the last surviving member of her race, and Thanos kind of takes her in and turns her into a weapon of mass destruction. So part of her story in the movie will be Peter Quill convincing her to cut ties with Thanos and join the good side. She isn't any less hardcore for it, she just starts killing bad guys instead of good guys. I cannot wait to see Zoe Saldana going berserk with giant weapons. Green never looked so good. Next up is Drax the Destroyer. He looks like Gamora, but he's actually a human person whose consciousness was transplanted into another body by a person named Kronos. He was created by Kronos as a weapon to use against Thanos. It's unknown if Kronos is in the movie, but when we first meet Drax, he's on a prison ship and Peter Quill has to bust him out. The character in the comic books got retconned a lot over the years, so they'll probably be sticking with the most recent version of his comic book history. I'm really interested to see how they handle the more supernatural, magical qualities of the character in the movie, or if they just wash over all that and make him smashy like the Hulk. Next up is Groot and Rocket Raccoon. They kind of come as a pair. Groot, just like Gamora, is also the only surviving member of his race. He can absorb wood to regenerate himself, and if he's ever destroyed or blown up, he can regrow himself from a single splinter. So in the comic books, they play with this a lot. He gets blown up, and Rocket Raccoon always sticks one of his twigs in a pot of water. He's known for only speaking the words, "I am Groot," but that's just what human ears pick up. He does have a real language, but only Rocket Raccoon can understand him. Just like Han Solo is the only non-droid on the Millennium Falcon that can understand what Chewie's saying, Rocket Raccoon, in keeping with the motif, is the only one of his kind in the universe. He was actually created in a lab, so he was originally a regular animal that was given human-level intelligence and bipedal movement, so that's why he walks on 2 legs and uses guns. Time to talk about the villains. The Collector was actually born right after the Big Bang, so he's one of the oldest living beings in the universe. He's ancient. In the movie, Benicio del Toro described him as being like Space Liberace, which just makes me laugh. I think that they'll tone down his powers just to make him a little more realistic, but he collects artifacts like you see in Odin's vault in the Thor movies. At the end of Thor the Dark World, the Warriors 3 actually give him one of the Infinity Gems, and he says, 1 down, 5 to go. So it's really the Collector and not Thanos that will eventually assemble all 5 gems to form the Infinity Gauntlet. I cannot wait to see all the Easter eggs on his ship. If you remember, in the original Thor movie, Odin actually has the gauntlet, but not all the gems. I don't think that Marvel is intending for that Infinity Gauntlet to be reformed by Thanos until Avengers 3, which is like 2019, so that's still a long ways away. Next up is the other, big villain. That's Ronan the Accuser. He's a leader in the Kree army. He has a special legion called Accusers, thus the name Ronan the Accuser. They're like a slightly more sinister version of the Nova Corps. The Kree Empire will be one of the big antagonists in general for the Nova Corps in the movie. But because Ronan and the Kree Empire are a big part of the story, I'm really curious to see if we'll see the Supreme Intelligence. They haven't officially announced it yet, so it's just a theory, but it would be really cool to see. Now we need to talk about Karen Gillan, or Nebula. Yay for Doctor Who fans. She's another person on Thanos' team in the comics. In the movie, she'll be working with Ronan the Accuser, and she'll have this really interesting backstory relationship with Gamora. Technically, they do both work for Thanos, at least at the start of the movie. Unlike Gamora though, Nebula will be evil through and through for the duration of the movie, whereas, Gamora joins the Guardians at a certain point. The last major villain is Korra. He's kind of like an evil scientist for the Kree. In the comics, he works with Thanos, Ronan, and the Kree Empire to develop cybernetic soldiers. In the movie, I'm just expecting him to be developing really sinister technology that Ronan will use against the Nova Corps and the Guardians. But based on the clips we've seen and what we know about the movie so far, let me know, what are you most excited to see? And what are your biggest questions? Like I said, since there are so many things to talk about, I'm probably going to start doing a Marvel movie video every Tuesday along with my S.H.I.E.L.D. videos, so be sure to subscribe to get all that stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I will be posting that full trailer later tonight. You can click here to get that video. I'll add the annotation as soon as I post it. And you can click here to get my breakdown of the Captain America Winter Soldier trailer. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tonight. High fives.